Okay guys, in today's video, I'm going to be carving this piece of juniper into this. Okay guys, as the tribulation or whatever it's called goes on between Jordy and Just Carve Rob, this isn't one of those things that we have about like the fish or the monsters. This is just, we're both carving an eagle head. So this is a beautiful piece of juniper from 100 Mile House here in British Columbia, Canada. I just got off a graveyard shift. It's 8 o'clock in the morning here. I haven't slept in 20 hours. Well, maybe 15 hours. I got this huge cup of coffee. Big shout out to Evil Rick. This is full of half sugar, half coffee. Well, half sugar, that much honey, and then just that much coffee, okay? So I'm going to clean, like I say in my other videos, guys, I like to have my piece of wood clean on the outside. So once again, I'm going to clean up the edge with my Merlin 2, with that aggressive thing on there, okay? No, I'm not sponsored by Merlin 2 or affiliate or nothing like that. I just love this tool. I really do. It's a huge time saver. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to also, I have this piece of juniper too. I could have used this. I could have just used this one too, but I got some limestone, and I'm going to make a base for this one. That's why that bottom's like that. So it will look like it's coming off the base, right? But that will be another video when I mount it, carve the base and mount it to the base. Okay, so let me get this cleaned up and stuff like that. This is going to be probably a longer video because I'm going to film it all in real time, okay? I don't even know if it's going to turn out. Like, sometimes my eagle heads turn out, sometimes they don't. And my eagle heads are kind of, it's not going to look like a holy shit, why do you have a real eagle head in your living room? No, my eagle heads are kind of more like a native kind of carving fusion style eagle heads. So, okay, let's get to it. Okay, so I got it cleaned up. And like I've said in lots of my other videos, it's best to clean up your wood first, guys, so you can see what you're looking at. Like, I didn't see those bug holes. I'm hoping those bug holes don't go too deep. Like, they're only in the water wood. This water wood's not that, like, see that white right there on the outside? That would be called the water wood. Whatever, pith is the center, whatever. But look at the center of this wood, how off it is. Here's the center of this branch right here. You know what I mean? So, anyways, so now I see some cracks in here. Those cracks don't go, excuse me, those cracks don't go too deep. You can see a crack right there. But look at the beautiful colors in this wood, guys. I know it's purple right now, but it does kind of after time, or after I oil it, it will go, excuse me, it will go brown. But you still kind of do get that little purple color. So anyways, now I went and got the stone that I'm going to be carving the base. This is limestone. Shout out to my buddy Pete. He pointed out to me that it's at the beach where I go beach combing too. So I already scraped it. This isn't one he got for me. This one has some quartz through it. But anyways, so this is where I can see how I'm going to want my piece to sit. Do I want it to sit like that? Like with the eagle head on this side? Do I want it to sit like this? What's the nicest side? I'm not really for this eagle head, well, whatever. Or I can make it so it looks like the eagle head's coming down and it lands, but I think it kind of needs to go like this. You following me? Or we can make it so it's coming like this. You guys just kind of have to open your imagination. So I think, because this bump is really, it's hard to see, but it's really off shape there. And this top part's not off shape. It's pretty, this is going to be an awkward video for me, guys, because I'm super tired. Okay, but you can see there, the top's nice and round, where this side is kind of bent and stuff like that. So I think it's good to make this part the top. So I'll kind of make it like this. You know, so I'll carve the eagle head in the front part right here. And this will just be some abstract kind of, maybe just some feathers or whatever. Okay, so that's what it's going to be like this side here. So let me get set up and I'll show you how I draw it on. And don't forget, guys, real eagles have long beaks, right? But the natives kind of beaks are shorter and more like, what's it called? Well, I guess they're shorter beaks anyways for the native style. And I like to make mine shorter too, because if I make the beaks too long, it kind of looks like those guys from, what's that show? That movie, Dark Crystal. Or it will look like a crow or something. So it's going to have a big, thick, short beak, okay? Anyways. Okay, I got 3 different colors of pens here, okay? The blue, the black, and the red. So what I'm going to do is, my scribble marks will be with the red, and my final will be the black, okay? That will be my cut marks. I should be using a pencil, but you just don't see it good enough in the, well, you see it there, but anyways. The easiest way I believe to do is the eagle is get your top. So this will be the top of the head and the beak and all that stuff, right? You got your center mark here. Do your center line. Do center line on almost everything, guys. And everything's my opinion. Okay, so here's your center line. This video might be an hour long, but I don't care. Some are shorter, some are longer, okay? So here's our center mark, okay? Well, there's 20 center marks here now. So now, where do I want to put his beak? So, oh boy. So we'll draw this across here. Okay, so his beak comes down here. Here's the tip of it. You guys, and I want it to be thick, well, because Rob's going to be going off this too a little bit for his cane. Because he made a wicked eagle head already, but I told, like, he asked my opinion. I said, the beak's too thin, Rob, it's a cane. And like, when somebody first has it, they'll love it and stuff like that and take care of it. But you got to remember, after a while, they're just going to, like, throw it around and it will probably snap off. Oh, sorry guys, I'm kind of off track here. So the beak will be about this big, okay? This will be about how big the beak is. So the easiest way to make your eagle beak is kind of draw a triangle. Okay? So there. We got that triangle. This is going to be, all this here needs to be cut away. Okay? All that needs to be cut away, so we have a nice triangle here, right? That's what we'll start off doing first before we draw anything else on, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up my Merlin 2 again, and I'm going to carve all these 2 sides away so you just have this inter-triangle. Makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah? No? Okay, so that took me about 5 minutes with that Merlin tool. So you can see there, I've left the center of the beak thick right now. I'll still take it down more in the future, right? But I don't want to make it too thin at this point because I'm going to be throwing this thing around like crazy. And I don't want to break parts off, right? This Juniper is a lot, it's I believe it's in the family of the Eastern Red Cedar. But this is like a hedge tree kind of where this branch came from. And oh, it smells wicked. It really does. So, anyways, look at that color in there, guys. The different grains. So, this is the side. I haven't tried to take those bug holes down yet, but there's no sense in chancing anything. So this is the side that I want to use, and it's going to be like that, coming up off the rock. Or did I want to do it like that, coming off the rock? Oh boy, I don't know. That's pretty cool like that, isn't it? I bet all you guys agree compared to something like that. Well, they're both cool. This way it would be harder to mount, but I'll be taking that tip down. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go this. Damn it. I'm going to have to go this. I think I'm going to have to go this way. It makes more sense than this way, doesn't it? It could be like whoosh, swooping down this way. Anyways, I got to stop talking about that and start talking more about the carving. I'll figure it out. Okay, so this is the way I decided to go. So it will stand up like this. So like it looks like his hair already, his feathers already. So let's see here. Okay, so his beak. His beak will be here. And like I said, it's not going to be your typical eagle, guys, right? It's just going to be more of a whatever kind of eagle. Okay. I'll just get this drawn on, then you guys, and I'll do it with pen after. So you bring his eye. His eye's got to come way below his beak, I believe. I should have a picture of an eagle here, but I don't, so. It helps to have a picture of an eagle, like, just Google it, guys. Okay, so here we go. Let's try this out. I could have brought it more this way so I don't have to cut all this back, but it's too late now. And his beak kind of has like a bump right here. Okay, and then his bottom lip will be here. And think of S-line, guys, like kind of putting swooshes in your lines, like whoosh. Okay, so this will be like his breather hole here thing. His head. You guys, when you carve something like this and it doesn't look like what you want it to look like, when you go to sell it or give it away, say it's a goddamn piece of abstract. Okay, so that comes down here. There's his eye. I'll probably set the eyes on this with abalone shell. So you can see that there, okay? I like it. I think it looks pretty aggressive. Until I screw it up, okay? You see? Now, I wonder what it would look like if I made this beak a little bit bigger. No, see, it needs to be short like that. I don't like it. I like it better shorter than longer. So now what I do for these, because his head has to be one piece, I just go to the center of the piece and I bring this line right across the top. Make sure it's nice and center. And it's easier to work with a round stick, guys, like a perfectly round stick or a 2x4, because everything's center. This thing has a weird dip in it here. And look, it's all like nothing center, right? So this is just kind of guidelines, because this is going to be a piece where it sits on the rock like this, okay? So you can't look at two sides at one time. You know what I mean? So don't stress too much about getting both sides the perfect, unless you're like a pro carver. So this will be his beak line, okay? And his beak line will come down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to carve. Let's make his head a little bit more rounder. My native buddy Rob gave me shit before. He said, George, the eagle heads need to be more rounder. Okay, Rob, geez, take it easy. Okay, so let's, what I'm going to do is I'm going to carve all this out here, okay? All this, I'm going to carve out down to this beak, because then I'll be able to, then once that's carved down here, and I look at it like straight, I'll look at it, pretend I'm looking at it straight up and down. I can make sure this beak's straight across, and then I can take those lines and figure it out easier, okay? So that's my next move. I'll speed it up a bit. You guys don't need to see me carving all this out, do you? But anyways, so that's what I'm going to do next, is carve all this out. Anyways, I got to stop talking too much here. Okay, so this is what I got so far. Okay. Actually, so you can see there the beaks, everything's coming together. I'll carve this piece out here last, because it's going to be kind of thin down there for that. You don't want that to break off. So this will be my very final part of the carving. besides some light detail. Okay, so but I want to point something out here. You can see here, like I said, I'm fighting with this piece of wood because it's not perfectly round, right? But then again, what kind of wood is really? But you can see the beak here. This goes more round in than this side's more square. So you can see that pencil mark I got on here and down there. So I'm just going to carve that out quickly. I won't film it. I'll blast that out quickly and then I'll be back. Okay? So we'll redraw our center line on again too. Keep redrawing your center lines on, guys. They really help. Once you get used to it, you can really go by them for sure. Oh, so another thing too that I'll say right now. Actually, no, I'll just leave it at that. Let me carve that, and then I'll put my camera in the mount, and I'll explain the next move. Would you look at that? I don't even have my coffee mug on the table. It's on the floor behind me, and it's still getting sawdust in it. Ah, yes, I love it. Ah, I love this mug. Okay, you can see now from looking at the top how much better that is. Everything's nice and shaped. Don't worry about this beak. It's going to come a lot thinner than this, than what it is now. This is just still blocking out stages, okay? So you can see there that wormhole came all the way through there. It was at the bottom. Then I carved and I didn't see that. I took that lower in there. It came through there. But we're going to carve that out anyways. So then I got rid of some more bug holes, and they don't go too deep. Like these bug holes will probably be carved out too. Yep, they will be. Okay, so this could also be a wall hanger, guys. I might even just make it a wall hanger. Put a hole in there and just put a nail in that hangs off the wall like a full three-dimensional eagle head. Okay, so so now we got this. This is the beak face part, right? We'll have our little breather hole here thing. You know what I mean. So then I just cross these lines over but here too, right? Make it sure everything's square. And you guys, I want to say when you're carving a piece like this, a full three-dimensional piece, you can have a template. Glue it on, then glue it on the other side when you're ready, but that's not how I roll, okay? I just keep on looking back and forth, switching it around, moving it around, trying to get everything lined up nice and even, right? So it's coming out pretty good, in my opinion so far, but I can still have, there's still lots of time to be able to ruin this piece. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is this, I'll pencil on this beak again. Okay, so that didn't come like that before, that kind of came like this, then down like this. You have to leave room for the bottom lip, but don't forget. Okay, and then bump here, and then boom, connection. And then the bottom lip can come right here, right? Bring this a bit higher. Remember, we got another pen. This is just our trace lines. Okay, so now I got to look at these lines again. Okay, how good are these lines? Are these still straight across or whatever? Now this is kind of, if you don't have a pattern, this is kind of like a, wow, when I look at this, when I look at it this way, this side is, when I look at it this way, this side is way higher. Can you guys see that? It's way higher here. Way higher. Okay, so screw it. Okay, so here's our line here, right? This is square. So this line, there you go. Connect the dots. What the hell is that noise? Somebody's calling me. Shit. Okay, sorry guys, I got lost there for a second. So now I got all these lines transferred. I got this transferred straight across as best you can. And you kind of just look, you know, you look at this line here and you look at this side. Use your fingers. Just, it's basically, you got to eye it kind of. I do anyways. I'm sure there's a better way to do it, but whatever. Okay, so you got this line here too, right? So you can transfer this line across the back. The best to your ability, guys. So it gets a little bit confusing. So here's his eyebrow. Let's see how far this goes down. Okay, so we'll just, now we got this mark here, right? So there we go. So let's look at this compared to this. This side's way higher. I gotta lower this side, but it doesn't matter, guys. It's abstract, right? Okay, so that's that. Just a little bit lower. Then our eyeball in there. I am going to use a template for the eyes because I'm going to put abalone shell in there. So, okay, so what I'm going to do is pull out my Dremel 4000, and I'll be using, once again, guys, what kind of burr am I going to use? I'm going to use my Kutzall 1/8 Kutzall Extreme Flame Burr. Go to the description below. Use the code CFusion at Kutzall. Save yourself 5%. Okay, so I'm going to cut these lines in now on all sides, this side and this side. Okay. No, sorry guys. You can look at this. Look how high this side is compared to this side, right? Look for my fingers. I got to carve this way down, so I'm going to do that next. I'm going to do that right now. And then I'll transfer the lines. I'll come back with my Kutzall, okay? So, yeah, like, look. That's just too much for me. Way higher. Needs to be dropped. Okay, you can see I got all that done. Both sides are pretty equal. The eye is going to go in here, right? To this side, and this to that. And they both meet down there. That one's a little bit longer. No, they're pretty good. Okay, so now I think what I want to do is start bringing this beak pointier now, okay? I believe that's what I want to do. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull up my Merlin again too. And I'm just going to redraw my center line on here again. Okay, but this time, for the center line, I leave a couple edges on each side too, on the beak part, sorry. Okay, so that's this. Okay, so that's how thin I want to carve the beak. Okay, you can see that. And then I'll round it over up here and stuff like that. You guys follow me? Okay, so that's probably where it's going to be there. I might take it in a little bit more and bring everything in a little bit more. But I'm going to pull up my Merlin 2 again. Keep on drawing on your beak line too, guys, so you know, like, what's happening. You know, like... Okay, so that's what we're going to do next, is bring this beak thinner. Okay, you can see here now, I got all those lines cut in. Okay, I haven't decided what side. I've tried to carve all these cracks, some of these cracks away, but some of them are just not going. Some of them are deeper. So this crack will, you know, I'd have to carve this whole back away to get this crack gone. But I'm starting to like this side better. So I'm not too sure if I'm going to round this beak off or leave it square like that. It's totally whatever you guys want to make out of your piece, right? Okay, so what I did for the eyeballs, I'm going to be putting abalone shell on these eyes. So I made a little template, right? Okay. Well, I made two. I made two templates. I made one bigger and then one smaller. Okay. So I'm going to use this smaller template. Like this. Because when I cut that abalone shell, down these templates, one's smaller, one's bigger, because I got to cut up and underneath that eyebrow, okay? So I got to cut up underneath, and then the bigger one, this is just, I'll just draw it on with this template, and the bigger one, I'll mark on the abalone, so then I can slide it up and underneath the eyebrow, right? Okay? So that's my next step, is to, oh man, draw this on here. And it's abalone shell, guys. Stuff that I ordered from, I believe it was Thailand. Okay, so you can see that's, get off there. You can see that's drawn on there. So now I'm going to carve in here. Now you see how this one's bigger. Same shape, but it's bigger. And this will slide up and under. Okay, so I'm going to carve this just a little bit shallower too. Okay, so we'll get rid of that. That's why, like I say, guys, pencils. So kind of, and we'll leave this smaller one first. Okay. then, so like I said, guys, and then there'll be lines coming down here too. Like my eagles like to have these kind of lines here. So I'm going to carve these out with, I don't know. I'm going to find a burr to carve them out with, and then we'll cut the abalone. Like I said, well, actually, you know what? I'm going to cut this line in here too. But I'm not going to cut this out till the very end. I'm not too sure. Let's see. If I want to round this off or not. Yeah, I think I do. Not too much though, because then it can look like gonzo. Yeah, so I'm going to round that off. I'm going to round that off. I'm going to cut these eyes in, I don't know, about 1/4 inch deep. Gur deep. And then I'm going to cut on this outside of this line. So that's going to be raised up here, right? This center part is going to be raised. I'm going to cut inside here and outside this line. And then we'll talk about the abalone shell. Oh yeah, I'm going to cut this line too. So I'll cut all those and it will be fast forward. I'll just film doing one side, so you guys can see that eye. Okay guys, I just want to say that I am using my micro motor carver with this, because you get way more fine detail and control with this. And I got the roto zip burr in there. It's got a pretty straight edge on it, right? So you can get these like at your Home Depot or whatever. It's a roto zip wall tile cutter. That's what I used to do my beard hairs with. So I'll just do this eye showing you guys real time. Okay. See, it's way more precise than if I was using the Dremel right now. This is running at 45,000 RPMs right now. Okay, so there's one pass, I'll do another one. Okay, there you go. See those? That's all dug in there. Uh-oh, this one's a little bit bigger. No big deal. Okay guys, so I got carried away. Here's underneath this eye. I switched over to a Kutzall taper. This is the finer burr. Not the finest, this is the middle grade. But you can see here, see all the room I got here? That I don't have much room here. Once I cut this out, that means I need to take this back more, I think. Anyways. Okay, now see this? See this distance? Then this distance? This side's wider. So I gotta take that down more. Okay, so this might be noisy for a minute. I got my Merlin 2 going here. And so what I'm going to do first is round this off. I'm going to turn it down. Okay, so that's what we got so far. Still this side's still higher. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook my Dremel up again. I'm going to cut all this out. I'm not going to cut this out. I'm going to notch it up here though, but I'm not going to shape this yet. Still got to sharpen the beak over here, make everything thinner, but now I'm going to cut these lines in. Okay, so this is what I got so far. So remember I said I'm just gonna leave this, and this will come down to a hook later, right? More rounded and then a little hook there. But remember I said I'm gonna leave it more solid too, right? Like more native style. So anyways, so this is the abalone shell that I was talking about. This is a full one. You can get these on eBay. I forget where I got them from, but these ones come from China. Or Thailand or somewhere, Malaysia or something like that. I think they're like $5 each or something, like $7 each. I ordered like 10 at a time. So remember this paper template here? Okay, that I did for the eyes. I'm not a perfection at this, guys. I'm not native. But you know, like, so there I did it on there and then I drew them out. So now I got my, once again, my Roto Zip wall tire. This stuff will cut through bone or anything, guys. And I'm going to cut this out on my RAM high-speed carver, 45,000 RPMs this thing goes. And yeah, I'm getting pretty tired, so I'll just do all this fast forward because I'll have to cut it, fit it. Like I said, the pros could probably cut it once and fit it perfect, but I'm not a pro, so. And I got to turn the fan on because this shit, you don't want to breathe this stuff. It stinks like bone too. Okay, there you can see I got the eye put in place there. There's a little bit of gap on the back though, but that's not too bad. And this side's pretty good fit. So it's just trial and error for me, guys. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I still got my Kutzall bit. I'm going to cut these lines in a bit just to give a bit of texturing for when I put the feathers in. The, you know, like all the feather marks. And I'm going to use the same bit that I use for when I'm doing beard hairs on the wizards. This is an aluminum cutting bit, and you guys can buy these on my Amazon store. It comes in sets of 10 for like 20 bucks or 20 bucks Canadian, so probably cheaper in America. But this is a square end. You see the cutter on the end? I'm just going to run this on side. So I'm going to do this on both sides first. Cut it, feather it out a bit. Cut it, feather out a bit. And then I'm going to hit it with this. Okay? Yep. Okay, so I'm out of coffee pretty well. I got one sip left, and I'm fading away. So here's what we got so far. You know, I tried my best cutting those cracks out. You can see one right there. This crack, I just don't know how deep it goes, so I don't want to try cutting it out. It is what it is. There's the eyes set in there. They're not perfect, good enough. But you see how that abalone really shines? It shines once this piece is darker too. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this beacon. I sanded it. See, there's cracks in there. I'm not going any deeper. That's it. I don't care. So now I'm going to carve this beacon so it's pointed. Okay, I've never used the sanding pad before, but I just took the disc off. Pete, the mad scientist, made this wrench for me. All you do is you put this wrench on the bolt, and then you turn the disc off with a rag or something, and it comes off that easy. And this is how easy these sanding pads go on. There's just a little nut and bolt there. And this comes with the sanding package for the Merlin too. I got a whole bunch of different grits, and then there's just a little thread in there. And this just screws inside there. Okay. And then that's it. So these things are just screw onto these pads. See, you just get them like this, they screw on. It's totally mint. So I'm going to turn this on, run it really slow, and sand the beak down. I got it to the finest point I want to get it at. But this beak needs to be really, sand really good. So I'll take it down to a fine grit. Let's turn this on really slow. Just sand her down. Maybe a bit slower. I think this disc I got on here is too maybe a bit too aggressive. Yeah, I'm calling it too aggressive, so I'm gonna swap out the disc, put a finer. Yeah, this one's like way too much, and I'll be back. Okay, guys, so I got it to sounded the best that I want to get it sanded. I'm getting really tired here. It is going to be a wall hanger. I drilled the hole. Somebody can just put a nail in the wall and it will hang off the nail. Yes, I signed it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is epoxy the eyes in. I'm going to mix up some black epoxy with a touch of water-based black paint. And just to, if it leaks out, it will be black, right? So I'm not even going to paint in those little holes black or nothing. I'm just going to, once I got those epoxied in and the epoxy dries, I'm going to tongue oil it. Okay. Okay guys, the eyes are in place. I think I sanded this out to 150 grit, or maybe, I don't know, 200, 220 or something. The eyes are glued in. See how they really shine? They're not the best set in, but they're good enough for me. You can kind of see under there. Well, maybe I should pull that piece out. Yeah, I'm going to pull that piece out. And I don't care. I'm going to put this tongue oil on it. This foam brush, like this. And I'll let it dry a little bit. Well, I'm kind of running out of time here and steam. I'll just get this done and I'll show you guys what it's like when it's finished. Okay guys, here it is all finished. There should be, you can see those cracks, but they kind of blend in. That piece of abalone had a little hole in it. I didn't realize that when I cut it out, but it doesn't matter. Let you know it's real abalone. See the grain? I did see some quilting in here actually. Shout out for Pete, seen some quilting. Where is it? Probably on this side. There it is. Look at that there, Pete. Look at that quilting in there. So you guys let me know what you think. I love to read the comments and I do my best to reply to them all. And sometimes I miss some and I'm sorry, I try my best. So there's that crack too going along the bottom of the beak. But no, I think it's good. See how I said the purple turns to brown? Well, the purple turned to brown. And what am I going to say right now, guys? Sign your goddamn pieces, damn rights. Let's take this downstairs, hang it on the wall, and I'll show you guys what it looks like hanging on the wall.